Yeah, Ralph, can you hear me?
Hello. Is it working?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Ah, there we go. Awesome. Oh, my mic was all janky.
So I turn my volume up or something.
You haven't got to shoot that new gun?
No, I haven't shot it yet.
Does that just gripe you? Like,
A little bit.
a little bit.
Maybe tomorrow. Maybe next weekend.
It's like a honeymoon period, though, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother bought a new gun, and I'm like, oh, let's go. I already had ammo. I'm like, we're going right up the street. We're going to go shoot it right now. I'm not going to put it in your house and depend your life on it until you shot it, so let's go. That was that Canic, man.
It can't be that bad if they're issuing them to police in Turkey.
Yeah, I would. It's just fit and finish, and there's like casting marks on the slide, and it already had like 3 imperfections in the slide, like right out of the box, and it looked like someone had dirty hands put it in the box. So, like I said, like it looks like a $300 gun, maybe a little bit more, but it shoots like a $500 gun. So, even though the sights were kind of fucked up too, I actually had to move the sights. Which I never
Yeah.
do.
That's what I was wondering if the P99 sights would fit on it.
It didn't seem like any kind of crazy scenario, but there was like the paint, they're just painted sights, and some of they weren't filled all the way, and then there was like over paint outside of the hole, and then the front had flashing. There was like plastic sitting out.
Yeah.
You take a razor blade. That's what I mean. Like it looks like a $300 gun, but when you shot it, for the most part, it's like 4 people that shot it. Put a couple hundred rounds through it. Hollow points, about 30 rounds of hollow points or so through it. Didn't have any issue, but it was a hard chrome version, and it looked like it started to develop like a silver grease from the oil and the hard chrome wearing already. It was crazy. Yeah, it was weird. It was like a silver paste was building up. I'd wipe it off the barrel, and you know what I mean? It was weird. So
the barrel was hard chromed?
No, just the slide. And then
Okay. Yeah, it'll probably wear to like a polished shine in those spots. My Canic was hard chromed, but I didn't keep it long enough to see any of that happen.
Well, I stripped all the factory oil out and put some good gun oil in it and stuff, before we shot it, so I didn't have any problems with it. It's pretty good value, though. I mean, once you're actually shooting it, it shoots fairly well. The trigger's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, Walther doesn't make that version anymore, right? They don't make the P99 anymore.
I think they must have bought them. Must have bought the machines. They must have bought the machines that built the P99, because it's pretty much the same. The magazine release is different.
Yeah, it doesn't have the pedal.
Yeah, right. Which I don't really care either way, but it feels good in the hand. Holds 17. It's got a fairly beefy slide, so you can manipulate it fairly well. I don't like the decocker setup.
The button on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one of those on my. Mine was a quick action trigger version, the P99. So it was more like a Glock trigger. It didn't have that double action, single action mode. But you could still decock it with that weird button on the top. Which made no sense to me, because if you racked it again, you'd lose a round. So you would have to rack it to cock it, recock it.
Yeah, I don't. It's another thing wasn't really into, but I don't know.
Okay, though.
I never used decockers anyway, so really, unless the gun went into single action whenever you racked around. But I don't think that gun does. So it's only if like you went into that single action mode and wanted to back out, which I don't know.
I just use the decocker to see how bad I suck with double action most of the time.
Yeah, but I mean, out of the box, it was pretty good. It wasn't, pretty decent. Plus, it comes with like the Serpa mag and 2 different attachments for it.
It doesn't have a dolphin on it, does it?
No, I think it's got like the Turkish.
Yeah, it has like a crest, like a.
Yeah.
a
I didn't
couple
really
of
look at it.
crowns
I
or
didn't even
something.
take a picture of it. Like, you know.
Yeah, I have a. Hold on, let me see. I still have the mag loader mine came with. I don't know. It's like good lighting. There you go. That was probably on the grip. Looks like 3 arrows and a Mickey Mouse symbol.
That looks like a Beretta symbol. I think it's like a bird.
That might be a Beretta. It might be a Beretta loader.
The 3 arrows is
I'm
Beretta.
talking on my ass. I have one somewhere.
I don't
Maybe it's
think it
in my
was.
range bag.
I don't think. Oh man, I didn't mean to pour that much. Damn it! What am I gonna do with all this liquor? Drink it, I guess. Shit.
That's what it's there for.
I guess. Right? Some bitch.
Got tons of black ones. They're not useless. This is how I got the 9th round in my 9-round magazines. It's Glock loaders.
You built the SIG pistol yet? I think it's my next chore.
Say what?
You built the SIG brace pistol yet?
Yeah, it's done. It doesn't cycle 223.
I mean, you built the little quasi SBR.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. And it won't cycle 223.
No.
Did we go through this already with the buffer and?
Yeah, I can't find any markings on the buffer that it came with. It's
That's
like
probably just
it
a
looks.
regular one.
Yeah, it looks like it's silver. It looks like a hard chrome buffer.
Do you have a way to weigh it?
No.
Like a food scale or a postal scale or?
Yeah, I might be able to bring it to work and weigh it.
That's the way that you're really able to tell what it is. Because that's really the difference between carbine and heavy and H2 and all those other ones. So if you weigh it and look it up, it'll tell you what it is. Probably a carbine. And you have a pistol length gas system or a carbine length gas system?
Pistol length.
Pistol length. 7.5 inch barrel or something?
It's 7-inch.
7. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to be able to mic your gas port. So you're not going to really. Do you know what barrel it has? Or who made it?
KG Gun sells it. I don't know who makes the barrel. It can't be that. It can't be that great. It was like $300 since I didn't get the bolt carrier.
I remember that. What's it, short stroke on 223?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's got a full auto bolt carrier group in it.
Well, yeah. That's probably part of the issue.
Yeah. I was gonna try my Stag because that's an AR-15 bolt carrier. Just swap them out at the range or something.
It's interesting. What kind of 223 were you using? Like Wolf or like PMC?
American Eagle, I think.
Yeah, so decent brass
Yeah.
223, but not enough to. It would probably eject around, would not pick up the next one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. And then I tried to cycle some Tula, and that I got one, and the case is stuck in the chamber.
That's funny. Oh man,
I
how much
pounded that out with my AK cleaning rod. So
good. Someone borrowed my case extractor. I think I know who it was. I need to keep that. So did you see? Yeah, I went and zeroed one of my uppers and came home, and I was doing this cheap DIY mod to it, and I'm like rotating it, and it starts rotating in the rings. I'm like, motherfucker, total waste of my, you know, afternoon and everything. As soon as that thing moves, you're like, fuck. It's not the first time it's happened.
So what happened? The rings weren't tight
I
around
guess.
the scope?
Yeah, I mean they were, but they must have come loose. And if you don't check them from time to time, I'm gonna put a fair amount of rounds for that gun. It's seen some use, not really abuse, but you know.
Do they have any kind of gaskets that go in between to keep?
No, no, and I didn't Loctite them either. You know, which they're loopholed rings on the loopholed scope, so they're decent. But like anything else, if you use it and beat it up, throw it around, like you need to check on it. Plus, I just put some paint on it, so I didn't paint mark the screws, which I should have. So I had to bust out the level and get it all squared away and square up the screws and paint them all. And I have to go back and just throw a quick zero on it again. So,
How many shots does it take at zero?
couple. Should really only take you a few. If you're comfortable with your rifle and you know that you're breaking your shots correctly.
Yeah, it took me like 3 shots to zero my dad's M&P 1522.
Yeah.
He was pretty amazed. He's got this weird thing where he's like left-handed shooter, but he's right-handed. So he's
Mm,
trying to shoot with his left eye. I don't know. I think he's left eye dominant right-handed.
right.
But
On the rifle, it's telling them to shoot with your right eye anyway.
yeah, that's what
Pistol,
I
you can
told
get
him.
away with it. Otherwise, yeah. Like, yeah, well, great. Shoot with your right eye.
Because he looked pretty awkward. He's not used to a AR-15 or anything like that.
I was inspecting my Glocks, and one of my ejector faces is it's all beat up. It's all screwed up. Looks like a badger went and bit it. Something. I don't know. So I gotta order a new one. So I figured I might as well just order all the Gen 4 versions.
The
Swap
ejector on
them.
the frame or the extractor?
The ejector on
Okay.
the trigger housing, basically. I got one of my RTFs out. I enjoy these things, man. Thinking about just buying what Glocks you can't buy anymore now for a while.
Yeah, I want to get a compensated Glock. I see them all over the place, so people are still selling them. I guess they still figure they make them. As far as I know, they've been discontinued, right?
Right. You should be careful. Inspect a used one real well for cracks around the holes. That's the only thing that keeps me from. I have one, but I don't shoot it because I don't want it to Like if I have a reference, like a reference one that I can leave alone, then I have another one that I can like these are. That's why I want to get more RTF because I like carrying them. So, but most of them are 23s, which I think I'm gonna buy 40s now and just convert them and have two guns in one. So. 23.
What can you convert 45 to? 10 millimeter?
I think so. I
I don't,
never went back and forth in those calibers in those guns.
I
No
don't think they
20
have
and
conversions for the 30S or the 41 yet, anyway.
yeah, for the larger frame guns, I just never got into caliber conversions for them. Just $800 for a 19 with non-gills. Get out of town. Jennifer is rare because of the straight slide. No, it's not rare. All the fish gill illustrations are rare on the 1900s straights. Get out of town. $800. 122s. I want a 23. I had a chance. 650. That's not bad. With the RTF2 frame.
By
It's just a
Kassan's,
Gen
he's got
4.
one.
He has like a 22 or something, right?
I think it's a 17.
But he had a full size gun. Yeah, 17. I like the full size guns. Alright, I just don't really like them. I don't shoot them as well. I'm following
Yeah,
this
I
8K.
shoot the
Good.
compacts the best.
Yeah, I don't know why. I've learned in life just to figure out what works and don't fight the rest of the shit, you know?
Although I do shoot that 41 pretty good. That's
Oh, you
not.
got to shoot it?
Yeah, I shot that a lot so far.
So why do you think Stone Guy doesn't like his compared
She
to
says it's snappy. I don't. I don't see it. It's not snappy to me. I mean, I
I mean,
guess
it's a
I'm used to
40.
shooting a 30S, but still, I think it handles pretty nice. And the
Yeah, it was my
trigger's
whole
not
thing. Like,
as heavy as he said it was, unless he got, I don't know. Said he had a
yours have
minus
a,
connector.
I was gonna say you have a minus connector, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's a 45. You know, it's a man's caliber. It's gonna move more than a 9, but it's not. I don't know. Like I said, like I never really. It's not a steel frame gun, but I don't run my polymer guns as fast as I run single action steel frame guns, so I don't try to compare them to, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I can run a Glock pretty fast, but
Pretty much all the videos of the 41 I've seen where they're shooting it real fast, they got like this big ass light on it weighing down the front of it too. So
yeah, I'm sure that helps. But just in general, I mean, polymer versus
I
steel frame
still don't.
guns.
Yeah, I still don't feel the snappiness.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean,
It's a push, and it is pretty light though. You pick it up and it feels a lot lighter than it looks.
that's good though.
Yeah.
I want to hang a big Surefire light off the front of one. I'm telling you though, I'm gonna buy another 42 first. I swear to God. That was a funny thing, right? So, relatively new shooter, out with his Canic, shooting it all, okay, kind of hand-sized groups at 7 yards and shit. I hand him the 42, and he shoots fist-sized group, like with no trouble. And another guy came up, shot. First time he ever shot another fist-sized group. It just doesn't recoil. Like they're all afraid it's gonna jump out of their hands, and then I don't know. I just finished putting some fiber optic sights on it. I'm gonna get. I'm gonna dual wield them. I'm gonna get 2 shoulder holster for 2 of them,
fancy stuff.
like the old West cowboy with baby Glocks, one in each hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one eventually. Everything I see is good about them, as far as recoil and accuracy goes. It's like I don't know, but I had a PPK clone, and it kind of hurt to shoot after a while.
Oh yeah, I had
But it was
PF9.
accurate.
I've had smaller guns. Yeah, you can shoot that 42 all day, and your hand wouldn't sting.
Plus, it's the cheapest Glock, so probably end up getting it.
I will say I felt like mine took a little bit of a break-in period. I didn't feel comfortable with it until I had some rounds downrange with it. It's not. I don't treat it as a normal Glock, where I basically feel like I could go in with a 19 or 23 or 17 and take one right out of the box, load ammo in it, and carry it, and know that it's going to work. I wanted to put a couple hundred rounds downrange with that 42 first before I felt that way. It had a couple baubles with some pretty partisan ammo, but for the most part, it's a little bit more ammo sensitive than the other guns, which I just think 380 ammo in general, which is more expensive than 9, which kind of sucks. But
Was it like taking apart a regular Glock?
it's exactly like that, but some of the parts are different. It's kind of crazy. Some of them are more complicated. The slide stops are real weird. There's a few parts. The firing pin safety block is different. It's like ramped on each side, and it's weird.
Yeah, it sounds weird.
Oh. Quark from the chat, I guess.
Yeah, he's doing a reloading check.
I didn't think you reloaded.
No, he's just having some. He's having Daniel, I think, on, and Nathan.
Awesome.
Ballistic.
How to make your bullets red.
Robbie should hop on and do those. We'll have to send him a headset.
These RTF2 guns, I don't know, it's weird. They don't bring more than regular guns, right? Regular used Glocks right now, but some people just think they're like super rare, and
I see it all day.
but it's just not. A lot of people don't want them, so.
You know that the
Wow,
Glock
those
21
guys.
with the Picatinny rail?
The Glock 21 with the pick rail and the ambi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they made a bunch of them in Flat Dark Earth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw a few of them.
Huh. And that'd be like if I was really wanting to collect ones they didn't make. I mean, I'm gonna shoot them. I want to shoot them. So
Yeah, I don't think it
RTF.
diminishes the value at all. Shooting.
I just don't want to. I don't like 22s. I guess I should get them. They're not making them. I don't know. I'm real picky about these things being right. It's hard to see online. If there's a big gash in one of these panels, I don't want to buy it.
Yeah, I seen someone trying to sell one that they stippled. Why'd you do that?
Yeah, you're never gonna get. It's always you, but I think
They
it's something
cut
you plan
that.
on keeping.
They cut that moon-shaped thing out at the bottom so you can get the mag out.
7 1/4. Fuck off.
Some guy on the PA gun swap was selling his what the hell was it? I think it was a Glock 22 Gen 2 with the Tupperware for $400.
That's about right, right?
Yeah, it looked decent.
Like, yes. Here's the real secret about the RTF too, is the real value, like where you can find the best prices, or when people don't know that's what it is. And they're never gonna write in there RTF2. They just think it's a Glock because that's what it says. And all like it
Yeah,
says on the slide, RTF2. So like arms list, you really have to go digging through to find non. I want this 19 RTF2. Oh, it looks good.
what are they asking for that?
I don't know. It's at 9 days. It says started at 275. Who is this? A plus 18 rating. Where's he at? Illinois. Mm-hmm. May have to add this to my list. Looks in good shape. Oh, like you though. Man, these Sky pistols are $250 retail.
I've
Huh.
never shot one.
I haven't, but I know someone who was at the range. Like the story is, he's at the range. He's getting ready to leave. These guys show up with a like shit ton of ammo and a bunch of these Sky pistols, and they work for Sky, and they had to test them out. So they were basically there, like shooting rounds all day. And they were like, if you want to shoot with us, like it's just easier on our trigger fingers, you know. So shoot whatever you want as much as you want. So he hung out for like an extra 2 hours, shot a bunch of their guns, and was convinced after he shot them that they were good guns. Is the story he told me. So down in
Yeah,
Florida.
I think they got a bad rap from their first gen
Right.
models.
Yeah, he said after that, like I wouldn't have any. He said they didn't malfunction more or less often than anything else that he's ever seen or anything. So it's crazy. It's two mags, $250. Huh.
This is why this one's so cheap because it has the straight serrations. It's RTF too, because it's supposed to have the fish gills.
They're really hard. The 19s are really hard to find the fish scales on.
Oh, okay.
The 23s I find them more often, but not the 19s. So at this point, though, I don't really. I'd like it, but I want another 19 example of. I'm going to settle for 23, but I'm going to see what happens with. They'll catch on to this. We'll see. This won't go unnoticed. Oh, Quark started his chat. I'm about to go work in the garage.
Yeah,
Triggers in the
did he?
sky are really long, so one after 2 weeks, save your money. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'd run out and buy one, but at the same time, if I needed to like throw one in a bag, that was stashed in someone's place,
Yeah,
or
$250. You said right?
right,
Yeah,
not some ranged gun that I'm gonna expect like tight, super tight groups out of it, but if it, like I said, if it's something I'm gonna keep at another house, or an extra bag, or an extra cache, or in a storage unit, or I'd rather not put my $500 Glock there if it's just a backup gun anyway. Hopefully, I'm gonna have my primary gun with me. It's just a just in case gun.
yeah.
I swear, man, I'm really thinking about opening a store, a gun shop that's like nothing but these cheap guns, like these $200 Stevens shotguns, and these Canet guns, and these Sky guns, because no one wants to spend more than $300 on a gun. I swear. So why not give it to them? I don't
Just
know.
call it the Saturday night special.
Well, in my opinion, there's at least decent options nowadays.
Yeah,
Like I said, that Canic went up and ran with no problem. I mean, it's I don't know. I felt pretty comfortable with it. So I hear good things about the Skies. I own a couple Stevens shotguns or H&R Partner pumps, I think, or I bought them for like $150. 175 or something like that, under $200. If you're gonna buy a shotgun and bury it, like, why buy Benelli?
yeah. I was gonna do that with a just in case. They still make them.
I'm sure they do. I've seen
Yeah,
them.
like desert camo. I had one with like a big orange too. Mine was the Mariner.
It's the Marine coat or whatever.
Yeah, I sold it.
Yeah, I don't know. I have it's like an H&R Partner something. It's 870 knockoff. It runs great. I'll put a shit ton of ammo through it. Yeah, Panther, I think you're right, man. Like, I'm in Ohio and I've been around a lot of gun shops and a lot of guys buying and talked to a lot of guys, and I'm telling you, like $300 is a magic number. $300 seems like a lot of gun. Seems like a lot of money for a lot of these guys buy like Xbox and whatever. That's like once every couple of years. That's $300 or more. So You tell them like $600 for a gun, 550 or something. They're like, no, and they won't buy one. My
Yeah,
whole
there's a
thing
lot of
is,
good options for $300
well,
today.
finally. So my whole thing's like, get them in the door with 300. Is the what are this $300 canic that they want, and then whenever they get to the range and they get to shooting it, and they realize the sights really, aren't what they want or whatever. They don't have to get rid of it per se, but they'll see why the money is. The difference is whenever they're shooting with guys that are shooting Glocks or CZs or 1911s and then they can decide for themselves whether they want to, get a more expensive gun or buy another $300 gun, which I don't know. Like I said, I'm just glad there's options now that I think there's good value in that range for once.
All right, I guess I'll go head out and watch Quark's shit.
All right, I'm gonna leave this open, but I'm gonna go work in the garage.
All right,
Cool, dude.
see you.
Yep. Later.